Well, this sucks. Victor Wembanyama has a left calf strain and is expected to be sidelined for a few weeks. Reported by Shams Charania, and we got a lot to talk about, honestly, because this is the second year in a row Wemby has faced an injury that sat him out for a significant time. He was on a generational run to open the season, an MVP favorite you can add, just came out, storming through the league. Everybody wrote the Spurs off. They thought the Spurs would be playing at best. Wemby got this team looking like an actual contender. Um, so it sucks to see anybody get injured, but specifically Wemby because he's just like a rare unicorn amongst unicorns in the NBA. So I wanted to talk about his injury first, though, real quick, right? I was looking into like what kind of injury he has. They said it's a left calf strain, and while I was doing some digging, I found out that you guys remember that deep vein thrombosis injury he had, right? I don't know too much about that injury, but I found out that those kind of injuries can be miscalculated and basically like taken as calf strains when it's actually the DVT condition, right? So it's very likely that the deep vein situation has returned. I'm hoping it's not, right? Um, he has a left calf strain expected to be sidelined for a few weeks. This is unfortunate, but let's just say it's a left calf strain for now, right? I looked at the injury, like the likely return timeline, and in the first week where it says the injury is identified, the MRI confirmed the strain, right? So right now it's immediate rest and reduced load, right? Then week 1 to 2, right here it says protection phase, meaning it's limited activity, no full competition, right? He's focusing on healing, low impact mobility work. He got to get his treatment, for example, like physiotherapy and stuff like that. Week 2 to 3, that's when a gradual ramp up process starts to happen, right? Light on court work, mobility and strength exercises for the calf, right? Monitoring for symptoms. He might still miss games, and keep in mind, KD kind of went through something similar before he tore his Achilles, right? Kept playing through it. It was in the playoffs, so I kind of understand it. Week 3 and more, right? Week 3 and beyond. If all goes well, Wemby should begin full practice again, participation. He should get possible minutes in games if he's cleared. Maybe minutes restrictions. We'll see. He should be ramped back into the rotation. He shouldn't just be thrown into the fire. Because you got to get your body warmed back up to game speed. You hear LeBron talk about it, talking about he got baby lungs right now. And he want to work back to his grown man lungs. Same thing for Wemby, especially when you're that size. It's a lot of wear and tear on your body. Um, and full normal minutes after his return is likely to get some, minutes management, especially given Wemby size and his prior clot issues, right? Before he fully resumes his normal load. I wanted to talk about some caveats and risk factors as well, right? A calf strain could vary. Keep that in mind, right? It could be a mild grade 1, which might heal quicker, or it could be more severe, which is a grade 2 to 3, and it takes longer. This team right now I think they're just being cautious, right? The wording right now, it suggests that they treating this like it's serious. Because this is year 1. Like, we already missed Wemby last year. They trying to make sure you at least get a full Wemby this year, at least clearing the 65 threshold so he's able to play in the playoffs as well. Like, you want to actually contend. You don't just want to, like, be tolerable with Wemby, right? You don't want to just have him around whenever you can have him around. No, you want Wemby. You want to think long term when you got somebody this great, right? Moving on, though, right? Given Wembanyama's size and his, like, history, right? The Spurs is likely going to be more conservative with this man, right? The performance upon his return may not immediately match the pre-injury level, but he might need a few games to get back in rhythm. Before we even get back to that, I want to give y'all like something that I genuinely think is like basically my estimation. I think this is what I wrote in my notes. I think Wemby returns back to game action around January. So I'm gonna be honest, Spurs Nation. I hope I'm wrong, but I think we will not see Victor Wembanyama for the rest of the year. Unfortunately. Moving on, right? Let's go look at this real quick. A DVT blood clot. As you can see, it says a DVT blood clot. Let me go on D&D. A DVT, deep vein thrombosis. I don't even know how to say this word. Is a blood clot that forms in a deep vein, most often in the leg. So, guys, it's very much possible that Wemby could definitely be dealing with this once again. I hope it's not, because it might, keep him out for the rest of the season. This is something I found out recently. This is not something to be taken lightly, right? Pain and tenderness, swelling, warmth, skin discoloration, this, that, and the third. Let's continue to move on though. I wanted to look at the Spurs schedule as well. Before we look at the schedule without Wemby, let's take a look at the Spurs current standing in the West as it is right now. So as you can see, the Spurs is a top 5 team in the West. This is genuinely insane. The fact that this is exactly where I had the Spurs finishing as well. 9-4 right now. They're ahead of the Wolves, the Warriors, the Suns, the Blazers, the Jazz, the Clippers, who are stinking it up right now. I thought the Clippers would be doing way better than they are. But this is just, the wild, wild west. You can't afford to tank some games. You can't afford to even miss one game. Every loss hurts. No matter what team you're rooting for in the West, I'm pretty sure everybody could come together and agree. You lose 1 to 2 or 3 games straight in this Western Conference, you're going to be fighting back up that hill for weeks and possibly months, right? How close these Western Conference races be finishing. Let's move on though, okay? So first things first, taking into consideration that the Spurs are a 5 seed right now, definitely expect them to slide down. They're definitely gonna slide down in my opinion. They got a tough schedule coming up, and with Wemby, it was already going to be tough. Without Wemby, it's just gonna be that much tougher. Let's take a look at it real quick, okay? So next game is going to be actually tomorrow. They're going to play the Memphis Grizzlies. I kind of think the Spurs could steal that one from the Grizzlies, so I'm not too worried about this. But we're going to see. We're going to have to see how the Spurs play, knowing that Wemby's not coming back anytime soon, right? Me personally, like I said, I don't think he's coming back for the rest of the year. I think they're going to be extremely cautious with it. I think he'll be ramping up by the end of this year. I think he'll be ready to play basketball by the end of this year, but I don't think he'll be 100% until early January to mid-January. And the Spurs, I think they're going to be extra cautious with Wemby as well. So, like I said, Memphis, they're going to be playing. They're going to play the Hawks, who the Hawks are playing good right now. They just came back from down 21 with only 8 minutes to go in the fourth. They pulled the fast one on Phoenix. Speaking of Phoenix, then they play the Phoenix at Phoenix's home. And you guys remember the first time y'all played them, Phoenix gave Wemby troubles. And without Wemby, it's just going to be that much tougher going against a defensive team in Phoenix. Then y'all going against another great defensive team in Portland. So the Spurs got their hands full. Fox, all the attention is going to be on Fox now. He doesn't have the gravity of Wemby on the floor, so it's going to be tough for the Spurs to muck the game up and try to come out with some wins. Then they got the Nuggets right after that. So it's in this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 game stretch alone, I could say the Spurs are most likely going to win against the Grizzlies, right? I think they're gonna I think they're gonna drop the Hawks game. I think they're gonna drop the Phoenix game. I think they're gonna drop Portland, and I think they're gonna drop Denver. I think they're gonna drop Minnesota. This is genuinely gonna get crazy, chat. When you look at it, it is kind of wild. You know what I'm saying? All right, from right here, let's just do it from right here, right? So they play the Grizzlies. So right now, like I said, I think that they beat the Grizzlies for sure, right? So let's make that blue. I think they beat the Grizzlies. I think they lose to the Hawks. I think they lose to the Phoenix. I think they lose to Portland, Denver, Minnesota. They're gonna beat Memphis again. I don't know. I just feel like John Morant brung bad vibes. With, him not being on page with what they got going on over there. Y'all playing the Magic as well. Spurs Nation. Listen, I would love for me to be wrong, right? This is just me being realistic. Orlando Magic, another good team. Then y'all go play the Cavs, another great team. Then y'all got the Pelicans, which I think y'all can take the Pelicans down, right? Y'all got the Wizards. I think y'all can take the Wizards down. Y'all got the Hawks. Y'all lost the first one. I think y'all might be able to win this one, right? Then okay, maybe y'all can start getting some wins right here, right? Okay, City. OKC, I don't think y'all won any games against them, right? The Jazz, I think y'all can steal from them. And the Cleveland is the last game of the year. Nope, the Knicks are the last game of the year. And I think y'all lose that game as well. So basically, this is a lot of losses, guys. This is how many wins? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins for the Spurs, right? Let me move my camera. No, hold on. Let me count real quick because it'll disappear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wins. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I think y'all gonna go 7 for 11. And honestly, without Wemby, that's not too bad. It's definitely gonna slide you down in the standings for sure. But that's not too bad. If you calculate that, basically by the time around the time Wemby will come back, y'all should be what? That's 9 plus 7, that's 16 and 15. Y'all basically gonna be right over 500. So I think y'all be around 7 to 8 seed by the time Wemby comes back. But that's going to be with way more games played, which means it's only going to be that much harder to climb back into the standings. So yeah, it's just a lot of things to take into account when you're looking at Wemby's timeline, and that's only assuming he comes back around early January. You know what I'm saying? Because then you got to look at January. Y'all play the Pacers, the Portland, the Grizzlies, the Lakers, Celtics, the Wolves, OKC. Like the schedule gets tough. Y'all play the Rockets on the 20th. I think Wemby will definitely be back this game. It'll be funny if Wemby comes back on this game. That's actually my birthday, January 20th. But anyway, Spurs Nation, I genuinely feel for you guys because it's like y'all don't deserve this another year in a row missing Wemby. It's not fair. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, injury is gonna happen in sports. It comes with it. But what I mean is not fair. It's like the basketball that's being played right now on Wemby's level is just like y'all don't deserve to be robbed of that like this in this way. You know what I'm saying? Like the worst injuries are non-contact injuries. I wish I had more information about this injury. I thought Wemby was gonna take like maybe a 2 to 3 game break, get his body back right, but it turns out that this is very much serious. So yeah, Spurs Nation, keep your head up. Hopefully y'all still in the standings. Hopefully y'all, you know what I'm saying, still in the race for the playoffs. I still got belief in this team. And yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for showing nothing but love to the channel. And I'm wishing Wemby a speedy recovery. It's your boy Venom. And we're going to end it off on that note. I love y'all. Peace out.